So here in this question, we can see that an increase in public debt. An increase in public debt means what? The debt of the government. That will say that whenever the government is in deficit, that the expenditure is more than the income of the government, then government has to borrow. So, and as I told you that there are two types of borrowing. One is called as internal borrowing, that is also called as domestic borrowing, and external borrowing, and that is done through the sovereign bond. So an increase in the public debt, it means what? That government is borrowing more money from the domestic, what you can say, the people. Domestic people means from the Indians itself or from the country within. So an increase in the public debt through domestic borrowing may lead to which of the following in an economy, right? So here you need to understand that when the government is borrowing, the money will go from government to people or from people to government. Yes, Manish. What will happen? Suppose if there is a domestic borrowing, the money from the government, it will go to the people, or the money from the people, it will go to the government.
People to government.
People to government. Right? So I see when you're solving the economic question, you need to understand this particular, what you can see. You need to go step by step. So an increase in the public debt through the domestic borrowing may lead to which of the following economy. So debt domestic borrowing means what? Here the money is going from people to the government, right? So which will happen in the economy? First, inflation. So do you think the inflation will occur due to the borrowing of the government from the people? Whether the money is increasing in the economy or the money is decreasing in the economy, it means the money supply is increasing or the money supply is decreasing if the government borrows. So there will be more money with the people or there will be less money with the people. Yes, Zainab.
It will decrease, less money with the people.
It will decrease again. Now again, Piyush may say that, sir, when the government will borrow the money, it will again go to the people itself, because when the government borrows money, government spends that money. And government is borrowing because government take that money and again it spends it on welfare policies or maybe like long-term expenditure or planned expenditure. But here you can see that in this process there is no effective increase in the liquidity in the market. Although the work of the government, that is government needs some money, it is borrowed by the domestic people and government spending it. So there is no change in the aggregate, what we can say, the liquidity in the economy. So you can say either it should decrease the liquidity or it remains same. It will not increase it, right? So there will be no inflation in that case, right? Second is private borrowers crowded out of the financial market. Yes, this could happen. How it will happen? Because if the government is not borrowing the money, then what will happen? Then the money it would have gone to the financial market. Like we know that financial market is a place where the private, what you can say, the sectors, what you can say, they raise the money in the financial market. Suppose if the government is borrowing, then obviously the money will go to the government and there will be less, what you can say, the investment in the financial market. So second could be correct. Is it clear, Piyush, how the second is correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? Because if the government is borrowing, more money will go to the government, it will not go to the private borrowers. Third is increase in aggregate demand. Right? Now here you can see there may be a confusion in this, but if there is an confusion in this, we'll go to the option here. So option, we know that inflation cannot happen, then we can eliminate A, B, D. Option should be 2 and 3 only. Even if you are confused how it will lead to aggregate demand, then because see, Piyush, UPSC knows that there will be a confusion with for the candidates, that whether 3 will happen or not, and that is the reason why UPSC has given such option, that is called 2 and 3 only. Even if you get confused, you can get the answer. Even if you know this particular thing, that is 2, then you will be able to find out the answer. So what is expected in this question? That first one is wrong and second one is correct. So if you know first one is correct and second one is wrong, you can mark 2 and 3 only. But anyways, now I'm coming to this point, that how the aggregate demand will increase. That is what is your question, right, Piyush? That how the domestic borrowing leads to aggregate demand. Now, what will happen here in this case? Like, for example, tell me one thing, that when someone is giving money to the government, and it means that he can keep that money in saving account, or he can keep that what you can say, invest that money in some other company, right? So if the government use that money, and if government spends that money for employees' salaries or subsidies, or maybe for welfare activities, or maybe the what you can say, schemes like MNREGA, where government will give money to the people, and people will their income will increase. They will get some money, and that money they will use for consumption. and that will lead to aggregate demand. Get it, Piyush? How the borrowing, because
Sir,
when
so
when government borrows, one thing, when the government borrows, it leads to what you can say, when government borrows, the government spends that money for some activities, and ultimately that money will go to the person. Like earlier, what was happening? Earlier, there was excess money, and that money was lied idle. But now that money goes to the government, and government will give it to those people who were not having income. Because here, what happens? When government spends money, the money will go to those people who were what you can say, not having money to increase the demand. Now here the aggregate demand will increase. Yes, Piyush.
then, sir, in that case, I think inflation should also
Yeah,
increase
see,
because when
when inflation will increase, Piyush, inflation का एक basic फंडा याद में रखो कि inflation will increase when there is more liquidity in the market. When there will be more liquidity in the market compared to the supply of the goods and service, that should happen, right? But here it was happening. Here the money from the people will going to the government, and government is going to the people. So here there is no aggregate increase in the liquidity. If suppose if the government has spent that money without borrowing, अगर government ने वो spend किया होता by deficit financing or taking by printing new currencies, or what you can say, then it would have been what you can say lead to the inflation, because in that case the amount is increasing in the economy. Here in borrowing, what happens? In borrowing, whatever the money is there in the economy, that is absorbed and that is injected again back. So there is no aggregate increase in the liquidity, and that is why there is no inflation. Yes, but there is demand. Here demand is, it doesn't, like it is not always necessary that the demand will always lead to inflation. So demand leads to what you can say production of the goods and services, and that is good, and that leads to increase in the GDP. When inflation will occur, if the money supply in the economy increases compared to the supply of the goods and services. And here what happens, when the government spends money, this will also lead to increase in the supply of the goods and service. So there will be what you can say there will be what you can say aggregate increase demand. There will be aggregate demand in the economy, but it will not lead to inflation.
Sir, as far as statement 3 is concerned, when I was reading this question, I was not taking into consideration that government will definitely spend that money and that will increase
See,
demand. I was not taking this into consideration, but since we are now taking it into consideration, so let's see that, sir, when government borrows, there is a redistribution of wealth, because गरीब इंसान का पैसा तो इतना होगा नहीं बैंक में कि गवर्नमेंट की वो वापस बोरिंग में जा रहा है, अल्टीमेटली उनका
बराबर
तो स्पेंड हो जाता है,
बराबर
अल्टीमेटली
नहीं
रिडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन
नहीं,
ऑफ वेल्थ होता
अब
है,
यहाँ पे कैसे
जो
भी,
सेविंग्स.
हाँ यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि जो गरीब इंसान है उसके पास में पैसा नहीं है कंजम्पशन के लिए, राइट?
Yes, sir.
और
So
जो
right now
जो
what happens is that जो
हाँ,
saving
इन
account में
बोरिंग
पैसा
व्हाट
होता है
हैपेंस,
वो.
हाँ हाँ, वो इन बोरिंग व्हाट हैपेंस कि जो रिच इंसान है जिसके पास एक्सेस इनकम है, मतलब उसकी जो भी डेली चीजें हैं उसको यूज करने के बाद उसके पास कुछ पैसा एक्स्ट्रा पड़ा हुआ है। जब एक्स्ट्रा पड़ा हुआ है तो वो इट इज रिड्यूसिंग डिमांड, बिकॉज जो मार्केट में, फॉर एग्जांपल आई विल टेक एन एग्जांपल दैट 50 people are rich and 50 people are poor, right? So 50 people are buying and they are buying whatever the necessity, उसको जो भी जरूरत की चीजें वो खर्च कर रहे हैं और जो खरीद रहे हैं, उसके बावजूद कि उसके पास कुछ एक्स्ट्रा इनकम है। और जो 50 लोग हैं, those who are poor, since they do not have income, they do not have money, they do not have enough what you can say the wages or enough what you can say the money, they are not buying it. So that is why there is decrease in the demand. अब what will happen, जब जिसके पास those people who already finished with their necessities what you can say the buying, they will have some excess income and that income will go to the government, because जब भी government borrow करेगा तो उसमें investment कौन करेगा? जिसके पास extra income है after completion of his what you can say the needs, and that money will go to the government and government will give that money, spend that money to the what you can say the poor people who were not having money to what you can say the consumption. So that money will go to the poor people and poor people will also start buying, and it will lead to increase in the aggregate demand. Like demand is there, but only 50 people are buying. As you said कि there is inequality in the economy, right? Equality, economy में तो inequality है, कुछ लोगों के पास पैसा है कुछ लोगों के पास में नहीं है, और जिनके पास में है उनकी जो चीजें, उनकी जो नीड्स है वो खत्म हो चुकी है, उन्होंने खरीदा है, बट और भी 50 लोग ऐसे हैं इकोनॉमी में कि जो खरीदना चाहते हैं बट उसके पास इनकम नहीं है। तो इस केस में क्या होगा कि यहाँ से पैसा जाएगा गवर्नमेंट के पास और गवर्नमेंट वो स्पेंड करेगी और दैट विल गो टू दोस 54 people who were not spending, and in this situation what will happen, there will be aggregate demand in the economy. Clear?
So that's what I'm saying. Na? In this case, there will be increase in aggregate demand. No?
Yes, yes. So increase in aggregate demand will happen. So that is the answer is that 2 and 3 only. So what is happen? What will happen? So increase in aggregate demand will happen. Earlier there was demand, but there will be not aggregate demand. Earlier only demand from that 50 people who were having enough income. Now there will be demand for the remaining 50 people as well, because they have got some income now. Now one
Yes,
more
so
thing.
this one I understand. I was just confused
Yeah.
between that maybe government can also go for other type of investment as well. So I was not taking into consideration that money will go back to the people and all. I was just focused on the statement till domestic borrowings and all.
Yeah.
So that's why I was confused. Now this
Yeah,
logic
see,
I know, and
yeah,
yeah.
one more thing, remember, Milad, why government will borrow money? Government will borrow money to spend, because government will spend, like, even if you select as per, even whether the spending is in the planned expenditure or non-planned expenditure, ultimately the money will go to the people. समझ में आ गया, चाहे वो गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज की सैलरी दो, या फिर अगर अगर आप कहते हो कि सपोज इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए भी अगर मैं गवर्नमेंट ने खर्च किया, फॉर एग्जांपल गवर्नमेंट हैज इन्वेस्टेड दैट मनी टू बिल्ड अ रोड, but whenever the government spend money to build a road, obviously that money will go to the people, right? Because जब building जब होगा, so some labor will work, some contract will work, the salaries will be given, the wages will be going to the people, so ultimately the money will go to the people. So
Definitely.
it needs to, you needs to know the basic thing, that whenever government borrows, government spends it. Government is not borrowing because it want to, what I can say, borrow करके वो कहीं वो नहीं करेगा, मतलब it will not, what you can say, store it somewhere, it will spend that money, and in that sense there will be increase in the aggregate demand. But anyways, देखिए यहाँ पर, as I told you, कि what was expected in this question, that first one is wrong and second one is correct. And अगर आपको ये पता है, तो even if you don't know anything about the third statement, or
But sir, they have given the answer all the above. The
which
answers
one,
which I am having of this question only.
which one is this, मतलब ये कौन से एग्जाम का क्वेश्चन है?
सर ये विजन IAS का
विजन आया इसका, ओके ठीक है, बट आई थिंक आंसर शुड बी 20 हियर। इन्फ्लेशन के चांसेस कम है, हाँ, बट एक हो सकता है अगर गवर्नमेंट ने अगर इसको, हाँ
सर वही है ना सर, पब्लिक स्पेंडिंग जब भी हम करते हैं तो
Yes.
उससे डिमांड बढ़ जाएगी, तो वो वाला लॉजिक से फिर उन्होंने अल्टीमेटली इन्फ्लेशन को
ठीक है,
कनेक्ट किया
ठीक है,
होगा।
हाँ, तो 1 2 आंसर शुड बी either 2 and 3 only or 1 2 3.
Yeah, so 3 definitely there. That's what. Yeah. Thank you, sir. So there was one more question which I asked उसका सर, वो जो आपने बताया तो था, but I was not able to understand. इससे पिछला ही होगा।
This one?
Yes sir. इसका जो D है ना, वो आपने भेजा था, but एक बार explain
ठीक है, we'll discuss about it. So large non-banking performing asset, that is NPAs of banks in India will lead to which of the following? ठीक है, अब NPA का मतलब क्या है? NPA means the banks have given loan to companies or private individuals, and they are not repaying it back to the people, to the bank on time. So what will happen in such situation? That is what is the question, right? Question समझ में आ गया सबको? See, it's in UPSC, it's very important to understand the question, right? So what is question is that the large NPA, that is increase in the non-performing asset, it means what, the borrowers are not repaying the loan back to the bank. So what will happen? Increase in liquidity in the market. Will it lead to increase in the liquidity in the market? No, it will not, because liquidity kab hogi? When there will be infusion of the money into the market. So it will not happen. Lower cost of capital for industries. So lower cost of capital for industries. No, lower cost of capital for industries will happen when the Reserve Bank of India reduces SLR or repo rate. This leads to what we can say, or the interest rate. This leads to lower cost of capital for industries, right? Second is decrease in repo rate by RBI. So will RBI decrease the repo rate in case of large non-performing assets? And we will see last, inability of banks to increase lending rates. Yes, this could be the consequence of large non-performing assets. Why? Because when the people, or when the companies or the individuals, when they have borrowed money from the commercial bank, and if they are not giving it back to the commercial bank, then obviously the bank will not be able to lend more money to the people, and that will leads to what you can say, inability of banks to increase lending rates. Got it? So here is what is happening, that here there will be confusion. One thing, that they have used one word inability, and here increase. Actually the simple statement should have been that it decrease in lending rate, decrease in bank lending rate, it should have been happened. Now again the question,
that's only the
one more
conflicting
thing, and one more thing here, there is one more there is one more problem with the statement here, is that the lending rate means it is the interest rate, or it is the rate of lending. Rate of lending means what? Whether there is a percentage increase in the lending or decrease in the percent lending. So how you take it, that depends. But agar if they wants to, what you can say here, that if the rate of lending of the bank is decreasing, then yes, this statement is correct. But if you consider that it will lead to, what you can say, increase in the interest rate which when the commercial bank is giving loan, so in every loan the commercial bank charge some interest, right? So अगर वो अगर consider करेंगे तो ये statement wrong होगा. Yes, Piyush. So ये confusion था तुम्हें, right? कि whether this lending rate means
yes
the
sir, exactly.
whether this lending rate is about the interest rate or the rate of lending of the bank.
How much lending bank is
Yes,
pursuing
how much
after that?
lending?
That's
Like
the thing. Yeah.
हाँ,
तो सर
if
इसमें कैसे, ये तो फिर मैंने तो इसको इंटरेस्ट रेट ही अभी तक देखा है.
कंसीडर किया था आपने, वही कंसीडर किया था, इस वजह से you may got confused here, but here the question
यस सर, बिकॉज बी और डी कॉन्ट्रडिक्टिंग है ना फिर एकदम,
हाँ वही,
अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट्स देख रहे हैं तो.
यस तो वही है. तो अगर ये क्वेश्चन फ्रेमर के दिमाग में क्या था कि he wanted to say कि it will be decrease in the lending rate of the bank. लेंडिंग रेट मतलब ज्यादा वो लोन नहीं दे पाएगा लोगों को, मतलब पिछले साल 100 लोगों को लोन दिया था तो इस साल सिर्फ 50 लोगों को लोन दिया, तो इसमें क्या हो जाएगा, लेंडिंग रेट डिक्रीज हो गया. लेंडिंग रेट डिक्रीज बाय 50%. like last year they have given loan to 100 people, if this year they have given loan to only 50 people because they do not have the enough capital to lend to the people. So the solution to this problem, what could be the solution for this problem? Yes, Manish.
सर
What could be the solution?
सर बिफोर दिस सर एक बार ऑप्शन सी और देख लीजिए सर, बिकॉज डोंट यू थिंक कि रेट्स कम होंगे ऐसे टाइम पर ताकि लैंडिंग इंक्रीज हो जाए?
नहीं, यहाँ पर प्रॉब्लम क्या है पीयूष, डिक्रीज इन रेपो रेट में मतलब क्या हो जाता है ना कि डिक्रीज इन रेपो रेट में क्या हो जाएगा कि ये बोरो करेगा, बैंक इससे बोरो करेगा, आरबीआई से बोरो करेगा ऐसे सिचुएशन में, बट इट विल नॉट सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम. एक्चुअली यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि एनपीए अगर बढ़ रहा है इसका मतलब क्या कि जो बैंक का जो कैपिटल है वो डिक्रीज हो रहा है, राइट? तो उसके वजह से वो लोन नहीं दे पा रहा है. यस, but see it is not necessary that yes, it could be one of the consequence that the Reserve Bank of India will reduce the repo rate, it could be possible, but ये RBI का discretion है whether to do it or not, right? So अब ये कब RBI repo rate कब decrease करता है कि जब market में there is enough room for what you can say the enough room for liquidity, मतलब market में production ज्यादा है और सप्लाई मनी कम है, इसकी वजह से डिमांड कम हो रहा है, इसकी वजह से फिर रेपो रेट कम किया जाता है. बट यहाँ पर क्या है कि लार्ज नॉन परफॉर्मिंग असेट जो है, लार्ज नॉन परफॉर्मिंग असेट्स होगा तो यहाँ पर इनएबिलिटी ऑफ द लेंडिंग रेट में हो सकता है. एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग पीयूष कि मोस्ट ऑफ दी व्हाट यू कैन से जो ये जो होते हैं, मतलब जो टेस्ट सीरीज होते हैं उसमें ये थोड़े से कंफ्यूजन्स होते हैं, जब भी ये स्टेटमेंट वो बनाते हैं तो वो थोड़ा सा एम्बिग्विटी उसमें होती है. तो बट यूपीएससी के क्वेश्चन में ऐसा एम्बिग्विटी नहीं होती है, दे आर क्लियर कट उसमें वो लोग कंफ्यूजन नहीं रखते हैं. By framing the
in this case C can be an answer, but D is definitely the correct.
C can be answer, C can be an answer, C can be an also
definitely the most prominent among these.
Yeah, prominent.
Okay.
And again that is what the question framer is expected you want to mark D. It again depends upon what the question framer is expecting from you, like because what happens कि अगर मैं भी अगर कोई क्वेश्चन बनाऊंगा तो बनाते वक्त मैं कुछ दिमाग में रखकर बनाऊंगा कि I want you to mark this particular answer, right?
Yes, sir. Moreover, these kind of questions are more to practice because ultimately एक या दो क्वेश्चन जिसमें से हमें बेस्ट ऑफ द टू चूज करना है, शायद वही प्रैक्टिस की जरूरत है, बाकी तो हो ही जाते हैं.
Yes, यही बाकी कुछ नहीं. Because when you have gone through the previous year questions, we have seen that कि in UPSC exam, like out of 15 questions, around what you can say 7 to 8 questions are from the static part, this type of questions, and one or two questions from the economic survey, that is like whether the वो जो स्टेट ऑफ द इकोनॉमी जो होता है, जैसे कि इन्फ्लेशन रेट हो या इन्वेस्टमेंट रेट हो या फिर पर कैपिटल इनकम के बारे में हो या ग्रॉस वैल्यू एडिशन, वेदर इट इज इंक्रीजिंग डिक्रीजिंग, या फिर इंटरनल बोरोइंग इज मोर और एक्सटर्नल बोरोइंग इज मोर, हाउसहोल्ड सेविंग इज मोर और गवर्नमेंट सेविंग इज मोर. द व्हाट यू कैन से वो जो है हमने लास्ट टाइम भी देखा था कि जो हमारा जो एक्सटर्नल बोरोइंग है, ऑल ऑफ द एक्सटर्नल बोरोइंग इज इन एसडीआर और डॉलर. So such type of questions they are asking. You don't need to like you if you know what basically they are asking, if you have the clarity of the basic concepts of economy, you will be able to solve the basic में तो कोई problem नहीं होगी. The way we have what you can say discussed all those topics, हाँ there could be some problem in the current economy because कुछ ऐसे questions होंगे जो आपने कभी पढ़े नहीं होंगे, ऐसे terms होंगे जो आपने कभी देखे नहीं होंगे. तो वैसे अगर question आ रहे हैं तो थोड़ा सा try to use your logic and try to find out the answer. अगर नहीं बन पा रहा है, it's better to leave question. And always I always say one thing to my all students that कि suppose if you are not able to get the answer in exam, believe that कि no one else will get the answer. And वो ऐसे सवाल होंगे कि वो सवाल के आंसर किसी भी क्लास के नोट्स में उससे रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं. Believe me in that. Fine. So there will be such 2 to 3 questions which will be very basic, but again you will not be able to find out, like you will not be able to find the source of that type of question from where UPSC is asking this question. Right?
Yes, sir.
Chalo. Now I'm going to the what you can say. Let me go to the other, what you can say, the topics which we have left yesterday. Yes, Bhakti had sent me one news for yesterday. Yes, fine. So first we will do it, then we'll go for the yesterday's. Can all of you see it? Please, I don't know how to rotate it, but we will
Yes,
see
sir.
it as it is, right? So in yesterday's Indian Express, there was an article related to the problems of Indian banking sector. And as I told you that every year, there is at least one questions from the initiatives taken by the RBI related to the problems in India. So already the question has been asked about this S4A. What is that S4A? So we'll discuss about the CDR, SDR, which were these are the initiatives which have been taken by RBI earlier. CDR has been taken, SDR has been taken, S4A has been taken. And again, we have seen that in yesterday's newspaper, we have discussed about the one-time asset reconstruction scheme, which has been started by the Reserve Bank of India. So I'm expecting a question on that particular topic. Now it is August. Since again the question paper has not still been, what you can say, set. Then I'm expecting a question on that particular topic. So we will discuss about all these 4 important topics. One is called CDR. CDR means corporate debt restructuring. So corporate means what? The corporate companies which have borrowed a loan from the bank, if they are not able to repay back their loan properly, then there was restructuring of the corporate loan. So that is what is called as corporate debt restructuring. So that is mentioned here that for those who are unable to pay the sum of the full, where the debt is forgiven by creator in exchange to equity position in company. So what happens that if a company is not able to repay back the loan which is taken by the commercial bank from the commercial bank, then commercial bank will take some equities of that, what you can say, the company. Equities means what? They buy the shares of that company. Like suppose if that company is not able to give 10,000 rupees to the commercial bank from where they have borrowed the money, so 10,000 rupees equities will be shared to the will be given to the bank, so that bank will become the shareholder of that particular corporate company. So in that way, the restructuring of the corporate debt has been done earlier. So this term was there. So I'm expecting question in mains exam also, that what has been the through which ways the Reserve Bank of India has tried to solve the problem of the rising NPAs. That can be asked the questions, or rising bad assets, or rising, what you can say, the stressed assets. That question can be asked. So you need to remember these, what you can say, the points. Now recently, in last 2-3 years, RBI has taken CDR, SDR, S4A, that is 5/25, and recently, that is in 2 days back, the Reserve Bank of India has also launched, has also started a new scheme that is called as one-time asset reconstruction scheme. So how this is done, that is also mentioned here, achieved by way of, what you can say, negotiation between the distressed companies and their creator, that is the Bank of Financial Institution. So done by reducing the total amount of the debt of company and decreasing interest rate, or increase the period of the time to pay back. So if the company is not able to pay back the loan, so either the time of the payback period will be increased, or what you can say, the debt will be reduced by buying the shares or equities of that company by the commercial bank of the amount which they are not able to pay. Clear? Any doubts about CDR? What is corporate debt restructuring? How it is done? Any doubts? Fine. Going to the next. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Second is ESDR. So the next step which was taken by RBI after CDR was SDR, that is strategic debt restructuring. So here in the strategic restructuring, what we have seen is some strategic sectors. Strategic sectors means what? Those sectors which were stressed, like for example, realty sector or home loan sector, where, what you can say, those sectors were not able to repay back the loan. Here you can see, here in corporate restructuring, here it is no any specific sector. Here all those what you can say the multinational companies or corporate sector who are in stress, that has been restructured here. But here only few sector of the economy has been done, and that is why it is mentioned as strategic debt restructuring. So enables bank to recover the bad loan by converting the advances into equity and taking what is mentioned here, taking control of the distressed companies and find buyer within the by 18 months for the revival of those distressed companies, thus increasing the rate of mergers and acquisition of the financing distressed companies. But variability issues seen and teens did not help much, what you can say, in capping the bad loan. So what we need to remember here is that the same process is like the CDR, but here some strategic companies only that has been restructured here. Then yes, for A, that is sustainable. See, these have been done, like CDR has been done, SDR also been done, but there was no output of this initiative which has been taken by the RBI, right? So that is why now the Reserve Bank of India went for sustainable. Sustainable means what? कि वो ऐसा restructuring होना चाहिए, because what was happening repeatedly, there used the RBI has to do CDR and SDR again and again. The major object of CDR and SDR was to bring back those stressed companies to the profit level, or to bring back those companies to what we can say reduce their NPAs, but it has not happened. So that's the reason again RBI has decided to go for sustainable structuring and stressed asset scheme. So it was started in 2017. The question has been asked in 2018 prelims exam, that what S4A, that is the sustainable and structuring of the stressed asset, it's seen in the news recently, what it is related to. That question has been asked there. So to address large stressed assets in corporate sector with the banks. Second, departmental financial restructuring, deep financial restructuring of corporate sector with banks, allowing banks to acquire equity of the stressed ones. Within SDR, unlike SDR, S4A scheme allows existing promoter to continue in management even while being what you can say minority stakeholders. So also they can hold opportunity, concentrated debentures, finished equity. Now here you can see what UPSC expected you to know, that this is initiative started by RBI to address the issues of the corporate company. So this information is not expected. If you know what is S4A, then you would have got the answer in 2017 exam. Fine. Any doubts about it? Now going to the next point. One second. Next point is 5/25. So it is what you can say the loan exceeding 500 crore rupees. So an infrastructure and industries have long gestation period and large capital investments. Repayment period of such loans should also be the same. So banks are enabled to provide larger repayment period to the institutions and core industries projects. So you know that suppose if there is an infrastructure project where the completion of the project may take more than 15 years or 20 years. So in such situation, when the loans are given to such infrastructure projects, then repayment will only start only after the full completion of the project. So the banks are not able to give the loan for such type of long periods. So banks are allowed to fix longer, what you can say the longer amortization period, that is 25 years, based on economic life of concession period of the project with periodic reforming of 5 years. So that is what is mentioned here. So 25 years is the period of what you can say the when the company can repay back, and what you can say the 5 years is what you can say the concession period. So for 5 years concession will be given, and that is what is called as 5/25. Clear? Bhakti, any doubts about it?
No, sir.
Chaliye.
Sir,
Yes,
these
Manish.
all for future. So actually,
Yes.
these
Sorry.
3 points are very good in recent context, and I have written these pointers in the solutions for NPS, right? So
Right.
there were two other terms. Can you enlighten on that also? Those are asset reconstructing companies and
Yes,
asset
yes,
quality.
ARCs. Yeah, ARCs, right.
So ये दो और चीजें हैं.
Yes. So question,
Yes.
even I am also expecting a question in this prelims exam about the asset reconstruction company. Now, what is this asset reconstruction company? As we have seen here, that what happens in the second point, that in SDR we have seen that the shares will be given to the bank, it will be transferred to the bank. Suppose if there is a company and if that company is not able to repay back the loan, so how much is the loan, how much loan the company is not able to repay back to the commercial bank, that amount shares will be given to the commercial bank. But again, the commercial bank will sell it to some other, what we can say, the company, because commercial bank, it is not like commercial banks are not supposed to buy the shares of the companies. They are what you can say, monetize it, and monetization, they want to lend money to the people, because lending is the primary activity of the commercial bank. So what will happen, there are some companies, those companies will buy the equities of the commercial bank which they have bought it from the original company. So such type of companies are called as asset reconstruction company. Got it? And also what will happen, this asset reconstruction company will buy the shares from the commercial bank, and they will, what you can say, invest in such type of company. So again, what will happen here? Here the equities will go to the asset reconstruction company, and that asset reconstruction company will become the shareholder of the original company. So there are many companies in the market that who are looking for such type of, what you can say, the loans which have been transferred from the company to the bank, commercial bank, and from there they buy it. So if they see any prospectus that if you buy the shares from the commercial bank, maybe in future we will get some good returns. So this, they will do it. So such type of companies are there in the market, and these companies are called as asset reconstruction companies. Got it, Piyush?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what,
sir, asset quality review?
Asset quality review, yes, right, same. Asset quality review means what? See what happens. Suppose if a company, suppose if a commercial bank has given a loan and if that company is not able to give it back, then commercial bank will take the equities from that company. But again, we need to check it about the quality of that equities. Quality means what? Whether that is going to, like suppose if someone buys that equity, whether it will give good dividend or not, it will give good return or not. That has to be, what you can say, review. That has to be, what you can say, check. So that asset quality review is done by the asset reconstruction company, and after that only they will buy the shares. That is what is called as the review on the asset quality. Asset means what? The shares which have been bought by the commercial bank. And as we know that commercial bank also do investment in such type of companies, like as per SLR, they are supposed to give it. Suppose if they have excess money and if the people are not buying the loan, in that case also the commercial bank buys shares of companies. Right? You know, there are some professionals called bankers. Not banker, but it is investment bankers. You must have heard about this term. So what they are, investment bankers, basically, you know, they have very high good salary. Like they have 3 lakh rupees, 4 lakh rupees, 5 lakh rupees per month. Why? Because these are the people who advise bank to that where the bank should invest their money, and that is what is called as investment bankers. They give advice to the commercial bank that which asset they need to buy. Even in SLR case also, like in SLR, the commercial banks are supposed to buy some liquid assets. Which liquid asset should be bought? That what should be, what you can say, in which the commercial bank should keep their investment. That is what is advised by these investment bankers, right? And you know, recently even the company, even the Reserve Bank of India has, like in yesterday's newspaper, we have said that the KV Kamath was appointed as the head to the committee which will give advice to the RBI about what? You remember in yesterday's newspaper only it has been given.
Yes, sir.
For what?
COVID-19 pandemic के लिए जो RBI
one time restructuring of assets, sir.
How it should be done? Restructuring of the asset किस तरीके से किया जाए, और is there any possibility of, what you can say, misuse of this one time restructuring of the asset? उसको रोकने के लिए this company, that is, sorry, what you can say his name, Ketan Parekh, right? No, sorry, KV Kamath. KV Kamath has been appointed as a, what you can say, Kamath or Parekh? I don't remember it. Maybe
Kamath.
Kamath only, right? He has been appointed to give recommendation for that. Fine. Chaliye. So we are left with 2 minutes. So let me check it out if there is any points left in the notes which I have shared with you. I hope all of you have read all the notes which I can see. I don't have enough, what you can say, the time as well as enough, what you can say, the human resources to like convert these into soft copies. I'm trying my best to, what you can say, like utilize our resources as much as possible, because ultimate aim is what? You need to have a quality what you can say, the material which will be required for the prelims exam, right? सौरभ, समझ में आ रहा है आपको?
अभी ज्वाइन हुआ,
अभी ज्वाइन हुए, ओके फाइन, ठीक है, बाद में आप रिकॉर्डिंग देख लेना, ठीक है। ऑपरेशन ट्विस्ट वी हैव डिस्कस्ड यस्टरडे, वी हैव आल्सो डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द इकोनॉमिक्स ऑफ स्केल, लॉस लीडर. This question I'm expecting that question can be asked about the loss leader, then Basel norms, investment savings, foreign XDR we have done, check a PGNI committee, financial year, accounting year, check interim dividend, reserves of RBI. Okay, check it. So we will discuss about this reserves of RBI today. 1 minute is left. Within this 1 minute we will discuss about it, and then we'll continue the next session about the remaining topics. So reserves of RBI, CGRA, it is called as currency and gold revaluation account, and we know that, as I told you yesterday only, that Reserve Bank of India has certain types of reserve. Foreign exchange reserve also we have discussed here, that foreign exchange reserve consists of what? Foreign currency, then gold reserve with RBI, and SDR, it will consist of the foreign exchange reserve. While the reserve of the RBI, that, as I told you, that against this reserve of the RBI only the currency is issued or the currency is printed. So currency and gold revaluation account, RBI holds a huge amount of gold and currency. Since it is very high, government demands some money to transfer from this. So sometimes, as we have seen, that since sometimes this what is the reserve which is there with the RBI, the government demands for transfer it. So CGRA is revaluation account which goes to change as the value of gold and currency changes. So this was in the news because the government has demanded for transfer of this reserve to the RBI, sorry, to the government, and the then governor of RBI, that is Urjit Patel, was not in agreement with that. So question can be asked about it, what will happen when the reserve of the currency and gold reserve of the RBI, when it transferred to the government, what will be the likely consequence? That question can be asked. Similarly, like the question which we have discussed today, that is, what will be the consequence of